Alright, hey guys, welcome back to another solo game playthrough. Today we're going to be doing a solo playthrough of the Anarchy. This is one of the newer games from Garfield. This actually crowdfunded released with Scar Bray, but I didn't pick it up when it originally crowdfunded. You can tell by the fact that this is Renegade Publishing, so Renegade does it in the US. And I picked this up later, of course. I got this for Christmas, and I wanted to share this with you because this is the last game that Garfield publishes that has a solo mode that I have not featured on the channel. So sometime after this playthrough comes out, I'll be doing a kind of ranking of the different Garfield games based on their solo modes and a bunch of other stuff to kind of give you guys my my thoughts and things like that on this. So this is the spiritual successor to Hadrian's Wall, which we featured on the channel not that long ago. Hadrian's Wall and the Anarchy are these kind of flip and fill type games where we're going to be getting a bunch of resources, filling in boxes by spending those resources, likely getting more resources and doing that a ton of times to fill out our two crazy looking spreadsheet type deals. The kind of different thing with this game is that there are some castles we're going to be fighting against, and there's a couple ways to play this game. There's a classic mode that I think is more in line with Hadrian's Wall. There's the siege mode that you have to go against the enemy castles, and then there's the campaign, which Hadrian's Wall also features. And we're actually going to be doing the first chapter of the campaign, so chapter 1, which sets us up with these particular 5 scenario cards for the different castles. And we're going to be removing a couple cards from the game, and then we also start with a serf, which will be one of the yellow workers. I'm going to probably use all the names of the workers one time, and then I'm going to use the colors going forward. But serf, so we start with this, so we normally don't start with that. I'm going to get into the specifics of how the game works as we're playing. But if you know Hadrian's Wall, you know a lot of this game because at its core, we're going to be spending resources and to fill in boxes here to unlock things, to fill in more resources or use more resources and things like that. So the first thing we're going to do on our turn is we're going to deal out attack cards and draft path cards. So the attack cards, we have a final escalade card, which I'm going to shuffle up. We always get one of these, and it's going to go to the leftmost space on our board. And this is our castle. So we have our first card here, and we know that we're going to get attacked. We're going to get attacked on those two walls, and we're going to get attacked from those two sides, and the walls are going to be used to defend it. So we know that we need to build some walls up, and their strength is going to be A. For the first round, A is value 2, so we know that we have to have at least a 2 defense. That can be done by the walls, or that can be done by the soldiers and knights, which are the craftsmen and soldiers, or knights, which are the black, red, and blue respectively. And we'll get into the details of that. Next, we're going to flip over one of these attack cards. Because it's for the first round, we're going to flip it over here. Whoops, I have this upside down. I'll reshuffle. Deck was placed upside down. But we're going to have an attack card that goes there. We know that this attack card is going to be flipped face up because there's an open eyeball there. And that's going to show us our first attack. And it's going to be here. So these walls are going to get attacked. And C and B by values of C and B, which are going to be 1. So I need to block those off the best I can. So we're going to be attacked from all those different angles there. The middle symbol here also shows some other thing we can use as a defense. So we can use these people as defenses, or we can use a rock, which we have, but we need to unlock that technology. So we'll get to that point in a bit. The next thing we do is fate cards. So similar to Hadrian's Wall, we'll draw 2 cards, and we're going to pick one for resources. But the one we pick for resources, we also keep for final scoring. Whereas in Hadrian's Wall, you picked one for resources and tucked the other for scoring. So if we look at these 2 cards, we have the monk and the warrior. The warrior is to have my final, is looking for my bravery, which is this stat here, to be 10, 15, or 20. I think I'm going to go for that one. The monk wants completed sums in the Michaelis, which the Michaelis is here. I don't know that I want to go for that one. So we're going to take this, the warrior. I'm going to discard this other card. And we're going to get 4 serfs. And again, we start one based on the scenario. So we're going to get 4 serfs. We're going to get 3 craftsmen. We're going to get 3 wood, or 3 material, but I'm going to probably call it wood. 3 patrons, which are the gray, white ones. And then we're going to tuck this card underneath here, like so. And then we're going to do our production, which our production's over here. So I'll zoom in on that real quick. And we're going to get 1 yellow. We're going to get 1 wood. We're going to get 1 money. We're going to get 1 food. We're going to get 2 soldiers. And just while we're here, this section of the board requires, this is the section of the board that helps us build our castle up. We have our gate, our towers, our walls, our moat. These three are for production, for wood, for food, and for soldiers. These here are our technologies that help us with defenses. These is our income. This is our scoring for bravery, loyalty, influence, and might. And then we have discontent. And then this is the wealth. I think it's the wealth wheel is what it's called. We use money as a resource here to unlock a variety of things. But this is how we get our different siege weapons. So ladders, ballistas. We have to use a crane. That helps us kind of get farther here. And then the right side is our leadership. So we have governance, warcraft, worship, and entertainment. With the governance, we can get the keeps and the mints and spies. With the warcraft, we can do the tactics, which unlocks these here. Ramparts, which give us, what are these called? Muster tokens. And stables, which gets us horses, which we'll need to use to go to the castles. We have worship, gives us the chapels, the Knights Training Ground, and the St. Valentine's Festival. And we have entertainment that gives us tournaments, brew houses, Michaelmas, and Lammas. And we use our cards, this deck of cards, for all of these actions here. So we have, because we're doing the campaign, we do have a little bit of other things we need to keep in mind. But before we get to that point, after we've done that stuff, we've gotten our starting resources, we're going to move a rival tent here. And at the end of each round, for every castle we have to the right of our tent, we're going to gain and get discontent. So we're incentivized to move our tent down the castles. If at any point, too, the rival's ahead of us, we have to take the top card. We only get to get one card during the phase to grab this. And so we get two if we're at the same spot as our rival. But otherwise, we only get one card to look at. And that's all we have. So we have to take that card for its resources and its scoring. Okay, so for this, our victory requirements are to construct and complete all mints. So like I mentioned here, we have to do all the mints. To do that, we're going to need at least a small crane, but we should be able to do the rest of those. We need to get 15 loyalty and 15 influence. So that's going to be these two tracks here. And we need at least 60 victory points. And we have a bonus so we can get to 70. Okay, so the next thing we do is we're going to do production. Like I said, then we're going to do actions. So our actions are spending stuff to do things. We're definitely going to move on here. And one of the actions that we don't mark on our board is actually to fight the castle. To fight the castle, we need the strength value equal to the castle amount. And then we need these resources and this weaponry. So we need to spend a food. We need at least a ladder. And we need to have 4 strength. We can spend soldiers for 1 strength and knights for 2 strength. And we have a food. So we're already partway there. So I think I'm going to spend my 1 money. And actually, we'll zoom in on the sheets for a bit. I'm going to spend my 1 money to fill this in. That gets us a serf. So I've got a bunch of serfs which can be used on these tracks here. And then the patrons can be used on these tracks. We do need to build up our walls quite a bit though. So that's my other focus. But I need to get some more money. So I think I'm going to spend one of my patrons to do this governance. It's going to get me a money. I'll spend the money that I just got to unlock this ladder. And now that I've unlocked the ladder, I can spend a soldier and a craftsman, a black and a material to unlock the ladder. It gets me a might, which is 1 point at the end of the game. Now that this is unlocked, I have the food and I have the ladder to go against this castle. So I still need some more strength. So we'll spend 3 of our serfs to do the training grounds, and we'll get 1 here, 1 here, and 1 here. That gives us 2 more of these, and it gives me knight production, or soldier production. And I'm going to go ahead and spend these. So I'm going to spend my 4 soldiers for 4 attack, my food, and we're going to attack this castle. So when we attack the castle, we're going to get 2 bravery, which gets me another serf. Then it's also going to get me 2 coins and a wood. 2 coins and a wood. Okay. The next thing we want to do is I want to start working on my walls. And to build up the walls, I've got a couple things here. So I think I'm going to spend all this stuff to do 2 walls. And we're going to do this wall here and this wall, and it gets me one of these. Now the way the walls work, and I'm going to zoom out to kind of show this real quick, but or I'll go to my castle. So the way the walls work is we're going to have these four-sided dice, basically. And we can place out the walls in places, but we have to place them in so that any wall adjacent cannot be one value more greater than one value next to that wall. So there's 0 right now. I can place 1 here. I could place this wall, but I cannot upgrade this wall to a 2 because that would mean that it's 2 more than the walls adjacent to it. So I can't do that. So I am going to place this wall here because I know I have A coming in here and C coming in on this one. And I'm going to place this wall here. So I could now, so I'd have to place a third wall out to upgrade this to a 2. So I could do this to a 2, but I couldn't upgrade either of these because this wall is 0. So we're going to do those 2 walls to start with. Okay, so I still have quite a bit of these left. And what's needed for the mint? The mint is, okay. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to spend our money to go on the guildsman here to get another black. And I'm going to spend another patron to do governance. Because I've got 2 here, I can unlock the first mint. So I can do both of these to unlock the mint. Then I can spend a patron, or not a patron, a serf to unlock this, and another serf to do this. This is going to get me coin income, another coin, and going to get me on the influence track. So I'm going to do that. And I'd have to undo this entire mint before I go to the medium mint. Okay. I'm going to spend another one of my money to get another black. And spend the black and the wood for another wall. That's going to get me another might, which gives me another gray. The wall I'm going to do is going to be the left wall here. Like that. Okay, next, I guess, yeah, we'll zoom out. So next, I have, let's see. Got a lot of these guys left we can do some things with. I need at least 1 food, so we're going to spend 1 serf here to get a food. And I need that food to pay that, so I'm going to stick that there so I don't forget. I'm going to use this money for another black worker. I'm going to use this for a wood on the quarry. Oh man, I got a lot of stuff going on. I'm going to spend this for one on worship to get a coin. Spend the coin on the guildsman on this here to get me another black worker, and it's going to get me craftsman income. I am going to spend these 2 to build another wall, which gets me another gray, and the wall that I'm going to build is going to be this one. So I've got that taken care of quite a bit there. Okay, so I might save this guy for, so these are going to get hit by 1 or 2. So I need to either save him for that blockage to help fight that, or I need to get a soldier, or I need to get a wood and boost up one of those. I could get, I don't have enough for a soldier. Actually, I can spend a patron for Warcraft to get a soldier. And then we're going to spend this for entertainment to get the wood. I'm going to spend the wood that I just got in this guy to build this wall. And that's going to go up here. No, I'm going to do this one. And I'm going to save this guy for this side. So this will be 2 to defend. And then we've got these 2 left I can spend. So this guy's going to go here on governance. It'll get me a loyalty. And then I've got this yellow that I'm going to spend for here on farms, and then I can maybe boost up to get that next turn. And that's all I've got. I don't want to spend this guy. I can spend him for a moat, but I'm not going to do that. So we spent all our resources. Basically, we have to spend everything or we lose some stuff. So once we do that, we're going to do castle defense. That's the next thing. So we go look here. We pay food equal to the round number. Otherwise, we take a discontent for each food we couldn't pay. So I do pay the food for that. And I think I have a limited amount of discontent I can take. I have to get 0 to 2 discontent by the end of the game. So I can't take a lot of discontent either for me to win. So we pay the food. We're good there. Then we're going to deploy our craftsmen, our soldiers, and our knights. And then if we had any beer, which is this little thing down here, we would add 1 value to our knights. Not our knights, our craftsmen or our soldiers. Which we don't have any beer. That's fine. But I'm assigning this guy here. They're supposed to stand up because the knights can take more than 1 hit. But I'm going to lay them down. If we have any knights, we'll just rotate them to the side if they can't take a hit. If they're taking a hit. Then we're going to resolve all of our face down. We're going to reveal our face down attack cards and then resolve them from right to left. So we have no face down ones. This gets resolved first. If it has a skull up here, it's like a strong attack, and we would get a bonus if we defended it off, but we don't. It doesn't have that. So C, or we're attacking this wall, this side, and this side of our castle, and the walls are protecting it. So C is a value of 1, we block that. B is a value of 1, we block that. And then C is a value of 1, we block that. So we're good there. This gets resolved, goes back to here. We're going to resolve this one. A is a value of 2. This has 2, it blocks it, and then A hits from the bottom. It's a value of 1 plus 1 with my soldier. He's dead. Blocks it. We block that. So those are defended. Once we've done that, we're going to gain loyalty based on the amount of this gold key minus any undefended attacks. We have minus 0, so we get 1. That gets me a soldier for next round. Then if we would take the amount, we would take discontent equal to this minus any... We would take discontent equal to this minus any loyalty gained. So we had 1 minus 1 loyalty gain, which is 0, so we take 0 discontent. And then we would discard any remaining black, red, or blue, and then we would gain a yellow per 3 strength we had left over of those that we discarded. So that's it. That's the round. So next we're going to do is we're going to flip this over. We're going to remove this tile or flip it over, and then we're going to move on to the next round. This is important because what happens is if I were back here, I would, to fight this castle, I have to add the strength to it. So the longer you don't fight the castle, the harder it is to fight the next castle. I guess you can skip over and do that, but we would be able to fight this castle. We'd have to fight this castle for 5 strength if we had not moved over there, but we only have to fight it for 4 now. And that's a round. We do 4 more of these and the game is over. So let's just boogie onto it. We have to shuffle these up. So we do add those cards back up, but we do shuffle them up. Because my rival and I are in the same spot, I'm going to be able to draw 2 cards to figure out what we want to do. And we're going to get a face down card, and I'll kind of explain what those look like, which you can see at the back of the cards. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to get our thing. These 2 walls are being attacked. A is a value of 2, so this one's going to be blocked for sure, but this one's going to need some bolstering. Both of these, all 3 of these walls are going to get hit. This is a value of 1, this is a value of 1, this is a value of 2, so I got to boost up both of these. And then we're going to have a face down card. The face down card, what this tells us is it says that 1 wall is going to get to attack, and these are the defenses we're going to be able to use for it. And we know that they're going to use a ladder, and a ladder means either A or E is going to be what we're going to have to face. So we should know, we don't know what wall is going to be hit, but we know that it's going to be value strength 2 or 3 if it's because we're using a ladder. So we do know that for sure. Okay, we're going to flip 2 of these cards over. Again, because we're in the same spot as our rival. We have the Tactician, Research Tactics, or we have Baron Completed Leadership Rows. I know I'm going to get at least one of those, but I'll probably end up doing Warcraft as well. And this gets me 2 money, so I think I want to take this one. So we're going to take Baron. So 3 yellows, 3 blacks, 2 grays, 2 money, and 3 wood. Okay, we're going to tuck that card. We'll go into our production. So our production is 1 yellow, 1 black, 1 wood, 2 money, a food, and 3 reds. All right, so let's see what we want to do here. I want to try to work on this mint still. So I can use my 2 grays to get to increase to the mint and unlock the next mint. For me to do this castle, I'm going to need to unlock the ballista. So I think let's do that first. We're going to spend a money to unlock the ballista. And I'm going to spend a black and a wood. Whoops. To unlock the ballista there, and I get a might. Now, I have to unlock this small crane to get past this line. So if I want to build my wall's defenses up, because I'm already 1 space away, I need to unlock that small crane. So let's go ahead and do that right now. I'll spend the money to research the small crane, which unlocks that part. And then I'll spend this to unlock the small crane. So now I have it open. I get a yellow for doing that. We'll spend these 2 to do this wall. Gets me another might. The wall that I'm going to boost up is going to be this one. So again, I couldn't make this 3 or this 3 because these are both 1. Okay, I've got a lot of yellow here. Let's spend a yellow to do the farms. It gets me a food and increases my food production. And for that, I need 4 strength and a food, which I have. Oh, this moved forward. So I'm going to actually go ahead and spend my 4 strength with my guys and my food. The ballista is unlocked, so I'm going to go ahead and I have that. So we move ahead. That's 3 bravery. So 1, 2, 3. That gets me another soldier. It also gets me 2 money and a food. And I've got 2 food here already prepared for this, so we're good on that. Let me get my 2 money here. Then I'm going to use my 2 patrons to go here and here. That gets me a surf and a surf production. I'm going to use this and this to unlock the medium mint because I needed 5. I'll spend these 2 to finish out the medium mint, so it gets me a money production, and another influence. So money production, an influence, which gets me a black worker and a money. Okay, I've got a lot of money here. Let's use 1 for a knight to help us defend against some stuff. We're going to use 2 of our serfs for wood, so I can get some wood production and get a piece of wood. I'll spend these 2 for my wall again, and we'll go over here. It gets me a patron, and I get to boost up a wall. The wall that I'm going to boost up is going to be this one. And then I've got a lot of money still. Okay, let's talk about some we're going to talk about some tactics here. I think we do want to do some tactics. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to spend this patron for this tactic. So we have level 1 Warcraft. We do this. So what happens is we get to pick one of these tactics here to cover up. We're going to choose the rocks because we know rocks will help us defend, and that gets me a soldier. And then now I can always spend wood to unlock this, and this creates 1 defense against that particular attack. So I already have 1 by default, but I can continue to spend wood to help to do defense against those. We're going to spend this money on another patron. I'm going to use that patron for the wood over here. I'm going to use that wood for a rock. So we'll do that, and then when we're ready to use it, we'll fill it in. Still have a ton of money right now. Let's spend 1 of these on this, so we'll get a black. We'll spend our yellow on our moat. And I want to spend a red. Red can go on moats. That gets me a wood and 1 moat. So I get the moat die there. So anytime that happens, we have 1 defense for that, which we'll have to worry about a little bit later. Okay, before I continue, let's kind of assess what we have. So we have 2 money. We have this here. So I want to boost up my castle's defenses again because at this point we might as well. So I think I'm going to spend these 2 to boost up my castle defense again, which will do our wall. It gets me another might, which gives me a black back, but I'm going to flip this one to 2, doing them kind of evenly. I've got money here. So if we do the attack right now, we're going to either get a 2 or 3 attack somewhere on our wall. We have enough here that we can spend 1 rock to fend it off. Then we know B and C are enough to... C's are 1 and B's are 2, so we can defend all that stuff. And then A's are 2, so we can defend those. So we can basically defend anything. So I have all these workers here to do something with. It might behoove me to use these to pay for stuff. So is that what we want to do? I think I'm going to. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to spend... But if I overspend, I could get a surf. So that might be worth me just setting them up, and then I could save those rock walls. So yeah, we'll go ahead and do that. Although maybe I want to spend this to work on my moat. So I'll spend the red to do my moat, another moat here. And then I'll save these 2 because if these dice aren't used, then I can get a surf at the end of the turn. So I'm going to put 1 at the front and 1 guy here. We're going to end our go. So we're going to pay our food. Now, I didn't mention this, but when we attack castles, we can overspend to get additional resources for attacking a castle, but I didn't have any at the time. We're going to spend our food. We're going to deploy our people. We deployed them. We're going to flip this over and really attacks. So the first attack is A. A is a value of 2. We defend it just fine. That's done. The next attack is C. It's the 2 walls here and here. It's going to be 2 2s and a 2 and a 1. Or no, 1 1 and 2. That's defended. And then here is going to be 2 and 2. That's defended. So this case we get 2 loyalty. We take no discontent. And then because this is strength 3, because this is worth 2 strength, this is worth 1, those get discarded and we get a serf. Oh, I should have spent my money. Shoot. Before I did that, let me spend my money. And I'll spend my money on this guy here, which would have got me this, which I would have used to go up on this for a blue. And then I'll spend my money on this to get another red. And then that would have overshot me another 3 to get me another serf. So there we go. I had 6. Okay. Sorry, I forgot about the money. I would have lost it otherwise. Okay. So this gets removed. This gets flipped over. We're on to round 3. Nice. Okay, so shuffle this up with these. So my castle, my wall defenses are great. The problem is I need to work on doing my my towers and my gate if those are coming up. So we're going to have to really pay attention to those coming up. Hopefully. And for us to attack this castle, we need a catapult, which we have to research and create. And we need stables, which means we have to do 2 more Warcraft to unlock the stables and then spend a lot of yellow to get to it. But we'll be able to do that, I think. So we're going to do those. Nope, I think I shuffled that into here, which is right there. Okay. Just making sure I didn't do both of them in there. Okay. All right, so the first thing we get is this one. So those walls are going to be attacked with a value of 3, so we're probably okay on that. That's going to hit our front wall for a value of 3, so we have to boost that up. This is going to hit our gate. And for our gate, we need either oil, hot oil to defend it, boosting our gate up, or workers. And we know that it's going to be D or E value. D is a 3 and E is a 4, so that could be tough for us. And then we're going to flip this one over, which is our wall, which is another 3. So again, our walls, but we're going to build up our gate this time. Wait, was it? Yeah, I think I had that 3, right? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I think this was a 2, actually. Yeah, it was a 2, not a 3. Okay, this will get flipped. This will move forward, and we're going to draw 2 cards. Muster tokens and completed guilds, mercenaries, and allies. I think because I'm getting a lot of coin because of the mint, I'm going to take this one because I think I can achieve this one. So we'll get our 3 serfs, our 3 craftsmen, our 2 material, our 3 patrons, and our 2 silver. Okay. Next, we're going to get our production, which is 2 serfs, a craftsman, 2 material, 3 silver, and 2 food and 3 knights. 3 soldiers, sorry. 2 food and 3 soldiers. Knights are blue. Okay, so for us to hit this castle, we're going to need a strength of 5. We're going to need to unlock the catapult, and we're going to need to get the horse. So I'm going to spend my 2 patrons on the Warcraft. So here, that gets me this. Then we are going to do... We're going to unlock the small stable by spending these. That gets me another influence. We have to spend yellow, so we're going to spend 3 yellows. 1 yellow gets us a food, 1 yellow gets us a soldier, or I mean a silver, and 1 yellow gets us a knight. And having gotten this, so now this is unlocked for me to do this. I have a food for that, and then I have my strength over here. And then I need to do the catapult, so we're going to spend a silver to unlock the catapult, or to research the catapult, and then we're going to spend these here to unlock the catapult. So 2 wood and a craftsman. That gets me a might. But the catapult is now unlocked. So we have the catapult, we've got food, and we've got the horse. Let's go ahead and do it. So we're going to spend these. We're going to spend the horse, or have the horse and spend the food. So this happens here. It gets us 3 bravery. So 1, 2, 3. That gets us a serf. Gets us 1 might. Oh, whoops. Yeah, this isn't flipped over yet. Sorry. And then I get a food and a money. I don't know why I flipped that over. Okay. Too soon. Okay. So that part's taken care of. We've moved the castle up. Again, we don't have to do that, but it just makes things harder for us if we don't. We've got a ton of money. And we know that we need to build up our walls and we need to make our gate. So I think I'm going to go ahead and do my gate by spending these 2. We'll do the first gate, and it's going to get us a patron. And our gate die is going to go there. I've got food, which I'm good on. The mint we're not going to worry about at this moment. Although I do have, I need the stuff for it, but I need some more wood. So we're going to spend 2 here for wood. Oh, that's the wrong one. That's food. I don't want food yet. Okay. That gets me the wood. I'm going to spend this on a craftsman. I'm going to spend the craftsman and the wood on another wall. That's going to increase, so I'm going to increase this wall here. Actually, no, we're not going to increase our wall. I lied. Erase. Mulligan. We're going to do our gate. Because I have wall defenses based on my rocks. I don't have anything for my gate. So the gate value is 2 right now. That also got me a fist, I think. Yeah, got me a fist. Which gets me another patron. We'll spend money here to get 2 soldiers, which will help with defending things. Okay, so that wall's 3, so I need somebody here. This wall needs 3, this wall needs 3 twice. And then the gate is going to get hit with either D or E, which is 3 or 4. So I need 2 people up here for that, or increase this. I'll spend this for here. That'll get me another one of these, and oh, wrong one. Craftsman production and another craftsman. Can I get some wood somehow? I would like wood. I'm going to spend this and this for Warcraft. Gets me another wood. I'll spend this for influence at the governance, which gets me influence, which gets me another one of these back. I'll go ahead and spend this for this as well, which gets me a black. So I could do my gate. I think I'll spend this for the gate. Which gets me another patron. We'll spend 2 patrons for worship. And that gets me a loyalty, which gets me a yellow, serf. Okay. I got to see if I can make wood again. I think I can. So I'm going to spend 2 serfs at the quarry and forest to get me a wood and increase my wood production. And I'll spend my craftsman and my wood to build another gate, which gets me another might, which that becomes 4. So this is going to be defended no matter what from this. My walls, on the other hand, are a little more suspect because it's going to be 3 from every direction of my walls, and every wall is getting, or no, this, and this wall are getting hit multiple times. So I can use some of these to defend those, but I still need to kind of see if I can boost those up a bit, which I don't know that I'm going to be able to quite yet. So I'm going to go ahead and spend these 2 for the, no, I'm going to spend, I'm going to spend these 2 for the training ground, which gets me another one of these guys. And then I have these 3, and I have a bunch of money. I'm going to spend 1 money to work on this here, which is going to get me a surf. And I'm going to use this surf here to do my moat, which gets me a wood. The moat increases to 2. Don't need this yet, but I'm going to spend the wood to create another rocks. That way I have some defenses if these guys can't handle it. And then I've got 2 more money here. I'll use the money to... I could get some knights. I'm going to spend the money actually for this and this, which get me 2 patrons. I'm going to use the 2 patrons on Warcraft. So here, and then I got a craftsman. And I think I'm good. So I think I'm going to keep this. And then so we're going to now go to castle defense. So I'm going to spend my 3 food for the round number. I'm going to deploy these guys. So I know this is going to get hit. This is going to get hit. This is going to get hit again. And this is going to get hit. So it should be good in every other aspect. So we're going to flip this over and start resolving. So first thing that gets resolved, A is a value of 3. I have 2 plus this guy. He's gone. That gets taken care of. The next thing is our gate. Our gate's a value of D. So it's 3. So that gets blocked. The next thing here is A. This gate is 2. I spend this guy because it's 3. It's blocked. And then finally, we've got this card, which is going to be 3 here. He blocks it. 3 here. He blocks it. Okay, so we're going to get 2 loyalty. We get no discontent. And we have no leftover stuff, so we're going to not get any serfs. Okay, I feel good about this. I feel like really good about this, actually. I feel like we're in a really good spot here. I need to get the... I do need to unlock the battering ram to do the next castle. But I do feel very, very good about everything. So it does help that we haven't had any like super serious cards yet. So like the strong cards yet. So but I do feel very, very good about things to come. Okay, so next thing we're going to start for round 4. So these are going to go hit by A, which are 3. So if I can boost those up, that would be great. We have our that's going to be tough because we need towers and we have no towers built. But B and A are both 2 and 3. So if I get 2 towers here, I don't know. That one's going to be kind of tough to deal with. We've got this, which we'll go over in a bit. We've got this, which is our moat. Our moat value is 2, and it's going to be 3 value. That's going to hit us. And we got a face down card there. Okay. We're going to draw 2 cards. Okay, the Architect, complete keep levels, or the Merrymaker, filled Llamas flags. I'll do the keeps because I have a better chance at filling those out. So we're going to do that one. So we're going to get 3 serfs, 2 craftsmen, 3 patrons, 3 wood, and a money. Then we're going to get 2 serfs, 2 craftsmen, 3 wood. I pick up the wood. 3 money. 2 food. 3 knights. 3 soldiers. Okay. So I need the battering ram in order to do that. So we'll spend the money to unlock the battering ram. I'll spend my black and my 2 money here for the battering ram there. That gets me a fist, a might. So strength-wise, I need 5 strength. I'm going to spend the money for a knight here. And I'm going to spend this stuff. So I've got 2 food and all of this to take that on. So it's going to get me 4 bravery. So 1, 2, 3, 4. That unlocks me this. I get a might, which gets me a black. And then I get 2 money. And this is basically done with, so I can ignore that. Okay. So we need to start building some stuff up here. So let's kind of think about what we got going on before we keep typing stuff or writing stuff out. So we know we're getting hit by arrows on those 2. Arrows are defended. They're going to be walls, and there's 3 walls that are being hit, and it's going to either be CBC or BDB. CBC is 232, or BDB is 343. So if I can boost these up, I can use rocks to mitigate any of those attacks if they end up being the strong card, like with the skull icon, like our second card from the left there. So that means they need to be at least 3 for me to be in a good spot. But I don't know which ones are going to get hit. So they're all 2. This is going to hit a value of 3 on both ends. So I need to get my towers built. So let's work on that. We'll work on towers. So I'll get these. You spend that for a tower. Gets me a patron. And I'm going to build a tower here. So the towers are effectively 2-sided dice. We're going to do the same thing here. Another tower. That. I'll do it again for another tower. Also gets me a might. And I'll spend my last bit here for another tower. Gets me another patron, and that will go there. Okay. So 4 towers are built, so I at least have, I can use 1 defense there. The other thing I have to do is get food. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to spend, I need food. I need to get this other mint built if I want to win this game. So I need wood for that as well. So I'll spend 2 of my guys here for this wood. I'll spend a money for this here, which gets me a black. I'll spend these 2 for the large mint because I've got at least 8. I'll spend my 2 yellows, 1 here and then 1 here. That gets me an influence. It gets me money production, and it gets me a money. So the mint, large mint is done. I mean, I don't have to worry about it anymore. I'll spend these 2 for food on this track. I'll spend this guy for a beer. So how this works is I do this. What we're gonna do is we're gonna draw from this deck of cards, and we're gonna look at. We're going to draw from this deck of cards, and we're going to look here, and we're going to look at this, this row, and we're going to fill in those icons on the brew house. Anytime we make a column or row complete, we get to get a beer, and a beer is going to help us with some fighting. I'll spend another patron for this here, which is food and a loyalty, which gets me a soldier. I need more food. Spend all my food fighting these guys. I need food for up here. I'll spend... Okay, let's think about what we got here. So my walls need to be 3. I don't have any wood. I'll spend... My moat needs to be at least 3, and it's 2. I'll spend these 2 for my moat, so that gets me a wood. My moat increases and I get a might. So our moat is fine. I'll spend this for a black. And then spend those 2 for a... Oh, I don't have the large crane built, so I'm going to do a tower. That's fine. Flip this tower over. That also gets me a patron. I need to get the large crane built in order for me to move past that for our walls. Oh, I had my wall there. Hold on. That's fine. That's fine. We'll figure it out. I still need more food. I think I have enough defenses with like stuff here, so I'm not as concerned about that. So let's spend this. I have a bunch of money. We'll spend this here for 2 of these. I'll spend the money to unlock the large crane because we're going to need it for building out our walls. Okay, so 3 is on both of these sides. I've got at least a 3 for here. So this is 2, so I'll need a defense for that. My moat's going to take care of that. So it's going to be walls here, and they're going to be hit from every side. So there's a chance. So I need more I need more wall defense. How do we get more wall defense? I need more food. I'm going to take discontent otherwise. And I don't want to take discontent. I need more food. Okay, we're going to use this for a knight. Can I get more food somehow? I can get another coin. Influence. I don't think I can. I think I'm kind of stuck. I think we're going to take 2 discontent. Which, I mean, if I can defend everything, it's fine. And I got to fill them in with getting some of these hearts. This love or whatever it's called. To get that, I need to do some stuff down here, which I've kind of sort of involved myself with. So we'll have to see if we can make it work. Okay. Maybe we will use these last 2. I can use these to get an influence and get myself another knight. So I'll spend these 2 for an influence and a knight, and I get knight production. And I only have 2 foods. I think I'm kind of stuck. So we're going to spend the food here. And then we're going to move on. So we're going to take 2 discontent, which is going to give us negative points at the end of the game. Again, at the end of the game, we can't have more than 2. So we have to figure out how to fill those in or not get any more. Then we're going to assign our folks. So before we assign let's assess what we got going on. We know that with that, the strength is going to be 2-3-2 or 3-4-3 on both of those. And we know 3 walls are going to get hit. I don't know which 3 walls are going to be. The moat is taken care of because it's going to be A, which is 3, and this is going to take care of that. So the moat is fine. This is going to defend this side, but this side needs defense. So we're going to place this guy here because we know that that's going to defend that. And then we know that these 2 walls need extra defense. So we can put a guy here and a guy here. And then I think that sets me up to... let's do this. We're going to place this guy here because he can take 2 hits. So he'll take 2 hits. We'll place it here, here. And I'm going to pray. And I guess I'm just going to guess and hope we don't get any more discontent. Okay. So now we're going to do that. Let's resolve the cards. We're going to flip over and flip over. Okay. So this is a hard one. So it's going to be 4. And I have no defenses for it. So this is going to be 4. This is going to be 3. So he's gone. This is going to be 4. So he takes it. And this is going to be 4. So he takes a hit. Or 3, that he takes a hit. So this is defended. That gets me a bravery. We look at this one. This is defended. Because 3 and A is 3. We take this one. C is 2. That's gone. That's good. And then B is 3. He takes the last hit. But that's defended. This is going to be defended, but this side's not defended, so we don't defend against this one. And then finally, A is 3, and this is 3. This is also not defended, so we don't defend against this one. So we end up getting 0 because it's 2. I'm sorry, we're on round 4. It's 3 minus 2, so we get 1 loyalty, which means we take 2 discontent. And then these go away for nothing. And that's going to be the round. Okay. Oh, that was tough. So, I need to get my final bravery to at least 20, which I am on 13. I don't know if that's going to happen. If I can get to 15 at least, that'll be okay. My complete leadership rose, I've got 2 already. So I might work on entertainment and try to fill in some of this discontent. And then I should be able to fill out a couple of these for the recruiter. And then the keep levels, I haven't worked on any of the keeps, so I don't know how much I'm going to care about that. But we'll see what the cards give us here. Okay, begin the last round. So these walls are going to get hit by 4s, so I'm going to boost these up as much as I can, which I can get these up to 3, but I have to boost these 3 to get these to 4, which kind of stinks. These will be 3s. This will be 3, so I can get those, which should be okay. Face down, which is going to be, we need towers for, which we'll get into that. That's going to be, this is a trebuchet, so we need covers unlocked. So I need to unlock another tactic to block that, and that's going to be 3 damage, so I need to do that. Oh, no, I have these. Yeah. This is upside down, which is another, this is going to be the moat. So we'll get into that. And then finally we have this one, which is more covers, which is going to be 4 damage. So we need 7 total covers in order not to take damage from that. Lovely. Okay. We'll draw our 2 cards. Champion Tournaments 1, Moats Constructed. We're taking this one because we've at least done the moats. So it's going to be 4 yellows, 3 blacks, 3 grays, and 3 wood. And then, I don't think we're going to win this game, but we're getting close. Then we're going to get 2 yellows, 2 blacks, 3 wood, 4 money, 2, 3, 4, 2 food, and 3 reds and a blue. Okay. So I'm not even going to think about this at the current moment. Let's think about getting rid of some of this discontent. So to get rid of this discontent, we're going to do the Michaelmas. So we want to do this, or do we want to do the tournaments? Or do we want to do Lammas? Yeah, we're going to do this. So for this one, we're going to spend a yellow. We have 2, and we're going to draw 2 cards from our deck. Okay? And we're going to look at the bottom 2 symbols here, and we're going to color those symbols in. And I'm going to color in this one, and I'm going to color in this one. When we line up 2 symbols next to each other, we get the thing in the middle. So we're going to spend a yellow to do it again because we just need 3 here, and we have that. Again, we're going to draw 2 cards. Do the same thing. So we have purple and yellow. Purple's here, which gets us this, which fills this in. And then we have a yellow we have to do, which I'll do this yellow, which circles that in, which gets us a loyalty. I'll spend a surf to get another one of these, which gets us a beer, a brewing situation. For 2 cards, I have a water and I'll take the water here, and I'll do the hop there. I'll spend another yellow for this, which is another 2 cards. So I've got a red and a green. I'll spend the red here, which gets us this heart. And I'll spend the green here, because that's all I can spend it on. I'll spend another patron here. It gets us a coin. To spend another yellow for this. Which gets us 2 more cards. Red and yellow. We'll take this red and this yellow, which gets us another loyalty and another heart. That gets me a yellow. Just circle that in. My last patron, I'll go to here to do another beer situation. We'll draw 2 cards for the beer. That's a hop and a little cloudy thing. There's a hop, and there's a cloudy thing. Suds or something, I don't know. Okay, I don't have any more patrons for this, but I need to try to at least get another one. But I now have only 1 discontent. So I maybe could do some of this stuff and do some tournaments. No, not tournaments. Well, tournaments down here would do it. Or maybe I can do some of this. We may do this to try to fill those in. But let's kind of come back to that in a minute. I've got a lot of stuff I've got going on here. We've got to assess our situation. So I do need to build this large crane. So we're going to go ahead and build the large crane because we need to do that in order to work on our walls. That gets us another yellow. So we know that and we need to do our covers. So I'm going to do another tactic by spending this for a tactic here. That's going to get us to unlock the covers, which gets us a red. And now I can use covers for this and this. The moat, okay, so looking at the moat value, the moat is going to either be 4 or 5. So I need to increase this by 1 at least. And I can spend 2 yellows to do that. The moat increases and I get a wood to 4. Okay. Walls. A is 4. C and... Okay, and then this is 3. So I need to get these up. So we're going to spend these to do our wall. That's going to increase this wall here. We'll do it again to do this wall here. That gets us a white. We'll spend the white for this, which gets us another black. I'll spend a yellow to do another one of these for another 2 cards. Purples. I can do this purple and this purple. That gets me another heart, and that gets me another crown. So now I have no discontent, and the crown goes there. Okay, that's nice. So I have 0 discontent, so I can get 3 to kind of whatever. I don't think we're going to attack this castle, so we're going to get discontent for not dealing with this castle at the end of the round. But I don't think it's worth me messing with. So I need to get more food for up here, otherwise I'm going to get more discontent. So I've got to figure that out as well. So food, I need more yellows. How do I get food? I did not do good on my food production. We know, okay, so this wall is not safe. This wall is safe. This wall is safe for the second card. We'll spend these 2 to boost this up. Gets me another white, or another one of these. Can I use this to get food in any kind of way? Can I use this? I guess I could try to do this here and try to get food this way. I need more yellow workers. Okay, we're going to do this. We're going to spend a coin for this, which gets me a black. We're going to spend another coin for this one, which gets me one of these. I'm going to spend this to do this here, which is going to increase my loyalty and get me 2 beers. So we're going to draw for the first beer, which is water and this. And we're going to draw for the second beer, which is hops and the little cloudy thing. Okay. I'll spend my last one on here, which gets me a beer. It gets me surf production. It gets me a surf. Flip these over. I get this. And that's unbelievable that I missed this on every single one of them. That's actually incredible. Like, it's truly amazing. Okay. So next we're going to do the Michaelmas, and we're going to spend yellow for this. Now, the way this works is we're going to draw cards, and we're going to look at the values here, and we're going to place them in here, and if we get 2 things to match up, we can get the thing there. So we're going to pick and place the numbers out. So we're going to spend a yellow worker for this Michaelmas. It's going to draw us 2 cards. We have 3 and 6, so they have to. Are they all in the same? Yeah. So I have 3 and 6, so I can place these kind of anywhere, but I want to add stuff up, and I can always do any 2 numbers here to get this. So I think what I want to do, I want to try to get some resources here. And, so 8 is in there, 7's in there. Let's do a 3 here, and we'll do a 6 here. Okay. Spend a yellow to do that action again, and I've got to reshuffle my cards. Man, this is crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Okay, so we're going to do it again. I already spent my yellow. Do this one. We have a 1 and a 4. Okay, 4 goes here, which is great. And then I'll do 1 here. And then the 4, it gets me a resource of my choice and a heart. And so if I do get a discontent, I can just fill that in. But the resource I get is a food. So that takes care of one of my food. So I still need 2 food. I need a ton of covers, which means I have to spend my wood in order to block that off, which is not particularly what I wanted to do because I'm going to be taking a ton of damage. So I have to spend all my wood for that. Do I spend one of these to do my moat again? To boost up my moat? I'm not going to get any of these recruiters done if I break up, but I get more of these, I can do my moat. I'll spend one of these here to get 2 reds, and I'll spend the 2 reds for my moat. So I'll go here and I'll go here. That increases my moat to 5 and gets me a wood. My moat should be covered, right? Because the most this is going to do is 5, because it's either going to be A or E. So the moat's taken care of. So this card, done. I don't have to worry about it. This is going to hit me for 4, and I have to have 4 covers for it. And this is going to hit me for 3, and I have to have 3 covers for it. And I only have 1 cover. So I need to make 6. I need to make 3 more wood somehow. And then what did the ballistas hit? The ballistas hit my towers, which is going to be B and C or A and B. So my towers need to be... so I need to boost up one of my towers. I think we're just going to take... We may just take this. We may just take this hit on this, on these 2, and just have 2 discontent that way. I think, and we just worry about everything else. So we're going to boost up our tower. Whoops. Which gets me this, and it boosts up one of my towers. We're going to do this one, because if I'm hit from here, that's 3. If I'm hit from here, that's 3. If I hit from here, that's 3. And if I hit from here, that's 3. So, like I said, the tower, the ballistas are going to hit. Is it a ballista? The ballistas are going to hit my towers with a B, C, or A or B. If it's B, C, then it's 3. If it's A or B, it's 4. So I need to boost up another one of these, both of these, to be completely safe. But maybe I can use some of these to help with it. I don't know. I can't believe I didn't get anything with the beer. That was actually insane. My walls are going to hit with 4. So this needs to be boosted up for me to complete these 2. This is fine. So I'm going to spend these to boost this up. That gets me another white. I'm going to spend these to do another wall, which is going to boost up this wall. And then it also covered up a might, which got me a bravery, which gets me a yellow. Hold on. Okay, we're going to spend this yellow here for the Michaelmas. It's 2 more cards. Come on, help a brother out here. We have 2 and 8. So I could place those here. I could place the 2 and the 8 here. It doesn't matter, but it gets me a resource of my choice. This actually gets crossed out. It gets me a resource of my choice, which is another food. I have this still. This can go to here, or I could go here and try to get a yellow. Okay, hold on. Let's do this. We're going to do St. Michael's Valentine. So we're going to do a white here and spend this. That draws us 2 cards. We're going to look at the male and female symbols. And if we cover up... Well, how does that work again? I don't remember how that works. Hold on, let me think. Maybe I don't want to do that. The St. Valentine's Festival. I've never done St. Valentine's Festival before, so I don't remember what you do. So it says patrons are discarded to fill in boxes. Each box indicates there must be 2 cards revealed. And then it says for this action, players look at the second row. The first Dominion card provides a number for the female and the second for the male. Players must fill in the indicated boxes under the same festival card. If it's already been filled in, they spin. They can go one direction. So I think we need to fill out both in order to get the reward, or get the first reward. The first domain card revealed provides a okay, and then it says what this means is they may increase or decrease the reveal card by 1. This does not change to adjacent boxes. If both are already filled, they do not get to fill a different box. When players create a pair, they must fill in the left and right, gaining the surf and the loyalty, sometimes surf production. So I could do one of these, and I have to get. They'd have to both be the same number, which is not something I think I'm gonna like bet on for that. My bravery being at 15 would be an extra point. I need wood. I need another bread, really. How can I get myself a bread? Okay, again, assessing these, we're going to probably just end up taking the damage off of those. So that's going to be 2 discontent there. As long as I can fill out everything else and I can block everything else. That's 4, that's good. And I have rocks to defend otherwise. This is 4, this is 3, and this is 3, which is plenty. My moat is plenty. I think we're in an okay spot. Truly, I think we're in an okay spot given the rest of the defenses we have. I just don't know what we're going to do about the food. Because I'm going to take discontent from these, and I'm not even going to even trip about it. I'm just going to take that 2 discontent, and I have already a heart for one of them. So maybe I just spend this for doing this again. I'll do the Michaelmas again. So it's another 2 cards for 5. Okay, and we have 3 and 4. Darn it. Okay, well that's fine. Oh, 3 goes here, and I can do 4 here. That gets me 2 resources of my choice. That gets me a food, which is going to take care of the last food I need. And I'll use it to get a wood. Or do I want to get a money? No, I'll take a wood. I'll spend my 2 money on this and this, which get me 2 black and a craftsman production. And I spend my black, one of my blacks, and the wood on boosting up something here. Let's boost up another wall. Or we want to do a tower. Let's do a tower. We'll do this tower. That gets me another patron. I'll spend the 2 patrons. I guess I could go for this. Yeah, let's do this. We'll do the first one here. We might as well just see what we can do. We'll pull 2 cards up. So I have 4 for female, 2 for male. So 4 for female, 2 for male. Let's do it again. Because I need a value 2. 4 for female, 6 for male. But I can move this down or up. Can I move it down or up even if the box isn't full? If the box already filled, they may spin 1 space to the left or right around the maypole. Okay, so 4 is full, so I can go 3 or 5, but this is 6, so this gets filled here. So I can go 3 or 5. I guess I'll go 5. Don't have any more yellow or whites to do that again. But I've got food for everything, so we're good on that at least. And I think I've got defenses for everything, so I think we're going to call it. And I'll just use my guys to fill in the rest of the stuff. And I'm not going to go for this, so we're going to take a discontent for that. So we're going to get the 2 discontent from this and this, so long as I can block everything else. And that'll be enough for us to not lose the game. Okay. Oh, I didn't even do my castles defeated. Whoops. Castle, 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 castle. Okay. All right. So let's think about this. So we're going to end the go. We're going to pay for our food, so we take no discontent from that. Then we're going to assign our folks. So we know we're going to take that one and this one. The moat is good because the most it can be is 5, so that's taken care of. The ballistas are going to hit my towers. This is, and the most it can do, because again, the ballista is going to do BC or AB. BC is 3 and AB is 4. So if it hits here or here, it's going to be fine. So I can assign somebody here or here. If it's 4, then those are covered. Next are going to be the walls. It's going to be 3s. This, and this are covered. And then this needs to be a 4. And this needs to be a 4. So let's just go ahead and put that there and put that there. And we'll just leave it be. And I think that's enough. So let's go ahead and work on this. So we're going to flip this over. Flip this over. This is going to hit us. Oh, sorry, wrong cards. Flip this over and flip this over. So first, this is going to hit us for 4 damage. We only can use covers for it. We don't have enough covers. We take that hit. This one hits from this side, but the moat covers it, so it's going to be 5. The moat's 5, plus we could use one of these, but we do get a bravery for defeating that. That puts me at 15. Awesome. Next is going to be this. We know we're hitting that, taking that damage. This is going to be C, which is going to be 3. That covers it. This is going to be B, which is 3. That covers it, so that's blocked. We know that we have 3 over here, that's blocked. We know we have 3 over here, that's blocked. We know we have 3 over here, that's blocked. And then this is going to be 4 over here, that's blocked. That's going to be 4 over here. This is dead. And then we would get, so then that would end that. We're going to take, so we're going to gain 4 minus 2. So we get 2 loyalty. And then we're going to take 2 discontent because it was 4 minus. So this gets filled in to be blank. And then this becomes like this. And then at the end of the round, because we didn't defeat this castle, we're going to gain a discontent, leaving us 2 discontent only. And then we would keep this, and then we would use this to get another serf. But that's going to be the game. All right, so that's the game. So we're going to add everything up. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to add up our bravery. Our bravery is at 15. Our loyalty is at 15. Our influence is at 7. Our might is at 16. Our path cards are going to be final braveries at 15, so that's 2. Completed leadership rows, that's going to be 3 because we did 3 of them, so 5. We get 1 because we finished this, so that's 6. Completed keep level, 0. And moat is 2 more, so 8. Because our moat, if we boosted our moat up, we would have gotten an extra point, but that's okay. Then our discontent, we have 2 discontent, which gets us minus 2 points. And we're going to add this up, so 15 and 15 is 30. 46, 53, 65, 63 is our final score. Did I do that right? 46. Oh, this is 15. So 45, 61. Wait a minute. This is this, and that is 45. That's 61. Oh, I did this the other way. We got 59 points. We lost. Let me make sure this is right. So final bravery being 2 points. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then we got 2 point minus 2 for discontent. So yeah, so I think we did lose. Darn it. If I had gotten 1 more here, I would have got basically those been extra points. Are you serious right now? Ugh. Yep, we got 59 points. We lost by a point because we needed 60 to win. Well, that should give you a good idea of how this game plays, even though we didn't win, but that was the scenario there. We did build up a lot here, quite a bit. Darn it. Oh, man, that stinks. Yeah. I should have, if I did my moat, 1 more, we would have won. Seriously, dude. Well, it is what it is. So, anyway, that's going to be it for today. That is a playthrough of the Anarchy. It's a very different game than Hadrian's Wall. I think Hadrian's Wall, I think there's a little bit less to manage. So this is probably a little more complex. I also think the graphic design on this one is a little bit better, but obviously it's much older, or it's much newer, so they had time to work on it. And I think this is Sam Phillips' best artwork of the Ancient Anthology games. I love the artwork on this game. I think it's incredible. So, anyway, that's going to be the Anarchy. Let me know what you guys think. If you guys have played this one, if you guys like it more than Hadrian's Wall or not. And that'll be it. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Thank you guys so much. Bye-bye.